you so much, Martin. I'm pleased to be here, bringing you through the end of the regatta. Let's have a look at the next race, the Temple Men's University 8. Princeton University versus Oxford Brookes, and some big names knocked out along the way. A showdown here. We're going to see Princeton University, U.S.A. Top of your screen. Oxford Brookes University A. Bottom of your screen on Buckinghamshire Station. Strong start as we'd expect here on finals day. Temple University Men's 8, and these are two of the world's very best, Catherine.
It's fantastic. Again, that view from behind, it's such a privilege seeing these crews racing off from that standing stationary position to absolutely full intensity, full rate, full speed.
We've seen an absolute brace of Brookes boats so far today, and hold on to your hats because we're seeing more in these last four races. But both crews, Princeton on the top of your screen in the white, Oxford Brookes neck and neck as we pan to Princeton.
This is such a popular event. I mean, all the events are kind of really powerful, but this from a sort of club point of view is one you just want in your armour. You want to have this title.
You see athletes on the national scene that have got these little red boxes from this exact race here. Something that's used as a huge stepping stone for these university students, but Princeton, I think, have got a bow bowl in the first couple of 100 metres.
These angles can always be quite deceptive, but it certainly looks like Princeton has just slipped out. They've maybe got a higher rate. They're keeping it, that momentum and physicality really going. And it's always that judgment of at what point in an 8 when you decide to slightly come back down to that mid-pace rhythm.
I'm not sure there ever is a mid-race rhythm, but certainly the crews are racing flat out to get to that barrier. And I think Brookes have responded here because they're not letting it go to Princeton. And as we stand in his first 400 metres, both crews are striking at such a high rate. This is the start. They're still sprinting here.
It's really impressive to see that we've got two crews just at the top of their game, and they're just a really great example of this is what men's 8s rowing can look like. It's strong, it's physical, but the timing is just spot on. And they're making these conditions look really simple as well.
These rowers will have seen their Oxford Brookes teammates come down the course. In the past few hours, they've won the Grand, the Island and the Remenham so far. But that doesn't mean anything to these guys. They want to get their bow ball in front. And Princeton still have about a bow ball, but it's anyone's game here. Listen in, hear those shouts from the coxswains. They're practically eyeballing each other, aren't they, Catherine?
As we glances both left and right from those coxes and to judge exactly where they are and what they need to do.
Princeton, slight nose in front there, the giant P on their chests, the famous university from the east coast of USA who are tuning in to watch this from their welcome mid-morning for you. Princeton crew so far in the Temple Challenge Cup are leading Oxford Brookes University A.
Yeah, we just saw the Princeton Cox, Wes Hersham, just look across, just scanned. He's probably pleased with what he saw at that point. He looked across and he was ahead of Alexander Bohenko, so the Cox of Oxford Brookes. And what you want is just to have that one or two seats advantage every few metres.
But Catherine, if you're in one of these crews now, you are not comfortable, are you?
This race, as you say, this race is far from over. You are feeling every single stroke's going to matter. There's not going to be a cent. Even one stroke you can take your mind off it. It's going to be intense, it's going to be focused, it's going to be physically so testing. This is right in the middle of the race now. It's going to really hurt, but you know the opposition is doing exactly the same to try and get ahead.
So the tactics in rowing, you want to sprint it out to get ahead, and then we almost settle, but in these big boats, they're so fast, they're so powerful, it's barely a settle. So think about running up the stairs and then someone throws up another set of stairs in front of you, and again and again. This is what these crews are doing, and oh my goodness, Brookes have responded.
Yeah, I think if anything, Brookes might be slightly sprinting up those stairs faster. It's still so tight, but they've just taken, as you can see, there's maybe 2 or 3 seats ahead now of the Princeton crew.
Wow, they are super close. They're almost touching. I'm sure the umpire behind them is going to be telling them, get apart. We do not want to see a clash down this crew. The crews have slightly separated, and Brookes seem to be moving away. That is a killer blow to Princeton.
And know, they've gone from, if anything, you know, 1 or 2 seats down to about half a length up. But look at how blades work. They are in each other's puddles. The umpire that we can't see at the moment, we think it's Sarah Winkles, will be trying desperately to move these crews apart.
They were almost touched there. The two-man of Princeton was gently stroking the strokeman's spoon. That was unbelievable and well coxed by these two athletes sitting in the backs of the boat. But look at that, Oxford Brookes, we thought they were slipping away from Princeton. They're moving through now into the latter stages, looking super strong, Catherine.
Yeah, if you're in that Oxford Brookes crew at the moment, you're going to get such a positive emotional lift. You know that the work that you put in has done a huge bit of damage to the Princeton boat. You've taken maybe 3/4 of a length. What looked like really easily straight through, and now they come into the enclosures, now they come to the roar of the crowds. They're going to be lifted the whole way down now.
Well, there's Henry Belhashweb, Richard Spratley in that boat you see behind. They're the famous coaches of Oxford Brookes. They're looking down on their crew, staring down the last 300 metres. Are we looking at another win for Brookes, or Princeton got something to say about that?
And it's not as if Princeton have done anything wrong, is it? They're still looking really good. They're looking a great unit together. You can see that relaxation through their shoulders, the power through their legs. The timing is still really good, but they have just been rowed straight through by Oxford Brookes.
Brookes are looking very strong. That is going to give them so much power, so much energy. Oxford Brookes, you are 200 metres away from winning the Temple Challenge Cup. Keep your heads, keep that power, move the hands, squeeze away, and that is exactly what they're doing here, Catherine.
Yeah, they've timed that absolutely perfect. The move they made was just devastating, and Princeton had nothing to come back on them.
The crowd are on their feet. They cannot believe what they saw there at the start. Princeton dominated Oxford Brookes. Brookes held their heads, and they're going to cross this finish line to win the Temple Challenge Cup 2024.
The cheers come out, the arms go up from every single member of that Brookes crew. That is a very big success for them. I think we have the hand up from the cocks of the Princeton crew, so there may be just a check that the umpire is happy with how that race was rowed. We've got a red flag at the moment from Sarah Winkles, which means that the umpire will go and check with the crews about. You can obviously, when you finish the line and cross the cocks, or any member of the crew can actually appeal the finish line, but they have to be, the umpire will listen.
She's asked Oxford Brookes to move away so she can go and speak to Princeton, who have asked to speak to the umpire at the end of that race.
I mean, I heard you calling them, but taking him way over in our lane. We class forward. Stampeded us.
Will they be asking here, Catherine?
Well, the bit we
procedure?
could hear from Wes Hersham was, you know, we heard you warn them and they were way over in our lane. So there is a call that Princeton will have felt their water was interrupted by Oxford Brookes coming into their side of the course, and that's really for the umpire to decide if Oxford Brookes were causing a problem, and if they were warned, did they react. So it'll be down to Sarah Winkles, the umpire, to decide if the crews did impede each other and if they could have done anything different.
Hard moment for an umpire, but Sarah is incredibly experienced. She's umpired the famous Oxford Cambridge boat race. She's an Olympic rower herself. She'll want to make sure she makes a fair decision. She might well go and ask another umpire thoughts on this, but at the moment she looks quite confident moving back towards the finish line.
And what we'll wait to see is the umpires have a red flag and a white flag. Once the white flag is raised, the umpire's happy with the decision made at the end of the race, and the race result will stand. If it's a red flag, something different could happen.
And there we go. Sarah holds up the white flag. That is confirmed a win for Oxford Brookes University in the Temple Challenge Cup over Princeton University.